Ahoy Sailors, and welcome back to the NXT Back to the Future podcast, episode 46. My name is David Simmons, and I'm joined as ever by a man who knows I hate needles, but is still the second prick I've had to deal with today. It's Mr. Adam Howells.
Oh, there, dickhead. You fucking knob.
How are you, my best buddy?
I genuinely thought this wasn't going to happen today.
It's been one of those days.
Oh,
it's
mate.
been tough. I've had my second jab.
You've got all jealous because you've seen the fucking I've had my COVID vaccination sticker on my phone. You're
yeah.
Like, why didn't I get one of them?
I didn't get a sticker, not even a lollipop. I was very upset. Very upset. But how are you? Are you good?
I'm good, mate.
Are you good?
Yeah, I am good.
El Splendido. Also good. Not even like pain in my arm. It hurts if you like touch it.
But you're okay.
But yeah, look, I can't feel it.
I imagine it was more painful giving your dad and Salah lift to the rugby rather than actually going through your jab.
It was a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. Having to deal with people on the weekend. I'm used to just being on my own.
It's nice.
Well, I see you for an hour, but that's
that's probably about it. It's the most socialising you do all weekend.
Of course. Gotta
face to face anyway.
Gotta catch up. But I feel like, the 5G's ready, so if anyone needs connection, my password is NXT BTTF. But yeah, just before we get started, also, big shout out to listener, and more important, a member of my wonderful family, Rich. Hope you've had a great day.
Was it his birthday today?
Rich's birthday today.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I need to message him on the wrestling chat.
Do you know what? Rich, top bloke.
He is. Listens to every episode. Loves it.
Top bloke. And he loves Bret Hart, so clearly he's got a great taste in wrestling.
Man of great taste, like Bailey.
Absolutely. Bailey loves Bret.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot to get into in these two episodes,
yes.
And I'm really looking forward to getting to this
I have a lot of questions.
I've been looking forward to this episode since we literally started this podcast. It's come 51 odd episodes later. So here we go.
Yeah.
It's March the 6th, 2014, episode 90, and we're at Full Sail University. We get an opening promo about the events of TakeOver, and first out is Adrian Neville to start off a new era for a match against Camacho. The opener basically does what it's supposed to do, enhance Neville's heart as Camacho gets in some decent offense as a bigger man, but of course he doesn't win. Neville fires up with a signature offense, goes flying with a dropkick, and hits a red arrow for a 3.
There's not much to talk about in this match. Can I just point out as well something a bit strange?
Go for it.
I think it's the only time in this brand's history that we have both lead champions are British.
Both lead champions are
British? Lead champions. Like, the male champion and the female champion are British.
Ah.
And also, they're both from places beginning with N.
Yes, Newcastle and Norwich.
Norwich, mate. Justice for Norwich.
That'll piss off a beloved listener.
I can hear Jack unsubscribing right now.
It's an impressive win for Neville to make him look strong. And they call Camacho a serious competitor on commentary, but you just need to have listened to this podcast to realise that's not the case. We get some replays, and there's a couple of members of the Mojo Rawley fan club and friends and family circle who go mad for the red arrow, which is quite cool. It's the first time they've actually given two shits about anything that has happened.
Other than anything to do with Mojo Rawley.
Exactly. Neville grabs a mic. You can stick that here, Adam.
Adrian, congratulations. You are a new NXT champion. Now, with a victory last week over Bo Dallas in a ladder match, no less. Describe what that was like.
Renee, how do I describe what that was like? It's indescribable, Renee. You see, I've been doing this for 10 years, and I've been lucky enough to travel the world doing what I love. But last week was something else. Last week was a pivotal moment in my career, and it was the most amazing night of my life. However, the most important thing about last week is this on my shoulder. You see, this, Renee, is validation. This is a message. It's a message to everyone and anyone. And that message is anything is possible. Take one look at me. Just one look, take a look. I'm not your prototypical champion. I'm not the biggest guy. Let's be honest, I look like some crazy elf man. I'm from a small town in the northeast of England that nobody's ever heard of. And the accent. I mean, be honest with me. Can you even understand what I'm saying?
A little bit.
It's a struggle, right? I'll be honest, sometimes I even struggle to understand myself. However, whilst you can question how I talk, or you can question how I look, one thing you can never question is what I do in here. You see this right here, the NXT Championship, this is proof that I am the very best in this ring. Actually, no. The best thing about last week is that there is no more Bo.
There's also a woman recording with a laptop via webcam, which you pointed out to me and said she was 20 minutes in. There's an even clearer picture of that during this promo.
I only noticed it 20 minutes in, but you said to me when you messaged me...
You sent me a picture up from the TV and it wasn't that clear, and I thought surely it's an iPad, but it's definitely a laptop.
It's definitely, because the way it's pointing is... Why would you bring a laptop to these events?
She's definitely streaming it live to Russia on the deep internet. It's very strange.
Why has no one stopped her?
Early NXT episodes on the dark web.
If we get back to this promo,
yeah,
I fucking love this promo. I think all the little criticisms that could have been pointed Neville's way for the fact that he's got a certain look, he's got a certain accent. He's addressed all of them and said, you know what, it doesn't matter because no one can do what I do in this ring, and he's fucking bang on. It's great promo.
Do you know what? I didn't like the promo.
What?
No, I just didn't.
Why?
I just didn't like it. What I will say is I like it more after listening to what you've said.
Okay, that's fine.
And I do get that, but also I just think to point out things that are quote unquote negatives about someone who you've built as a champion, it just doesn't seem like the right thing to do to me. It doesn't need to be said. Although I can see what they're going for, and especially after you've said that, I understand why they've done it, but it might not be my necessarily favourite thing they could have done.
I just think that all the...
But you are right, though.
Yeah.
Nothing, no one can do...
All these negatives that would have been pointed at him in commentary and from people like Corey Graves, in feuds and stuff like that. He's just addressed all of them and he's bantered them off. And she just said, you know what, it doesn't matter what you fucking say anyway, because I'm better than all of you in this ring, because I've got this.
I get it. It wasn't my favourite, but I get it.
I think there's a slight bias towards the Geordie Neville here.
And also, there are many cuts during this promo, so it must have had a fair few fuck-ups or not done correctly, because they are all over the crowd here with weird cuts.
I didn't notice
They're
it.
all over the crowd with weird cuts. There's literally about five strange cuts.
Okay.
But... yeah, it's a fine promo, just aside from taking the piss out of his own appearance and voice. But
there is also an incredible poster, and I think it goes to number 1 on the poster list.
Yes, the Pocahontas
one.
Someone has drawn a picture of Pocahontas with Bo Dallas's head on, but literally drawn it from scratch. So he's like a cartoon. It's not like they've just stuck his head on it, and it's quite amazing. The promo is certainly enhanced by Bo appearing, but. It's a long shot that this continues because it's just not viable to go much further.
No.
If they have a rematch, he just beats him and then we're done, surely.
Yeah, surely. I think what we have on this podcast and what we've procured over nearly a year of doing this is a list of matches that you need to go back and watch. This goes in for the list of posters and signs that you need to go back just to see. It's fucking excellent.
Like the Luke Harper Big Boot Tour poster.
Oh, yes.
Fucking excellent
Or the
poster.
Emma with dancing arms.
Oh, that one scares me.
That's great.
Oh, my arm hurts if I do this.
There's a great page one now as well. I think it's just like a drawing of her, but it's an excellent drawing. It's not like a shit one.
Do you know what? What if you were going to design your own NXT poster? What would it be? This is based on the premise that you can draw, because I can't draw.
If I was going to design one off the top of my head,
you're going to design one off the top of your head.
Probably one of the kind of from the Ascension with like big speech bubble of wah.
Okay.
Yeah, like a detailed sort of one of that.
I think I would go for. Obviously, we've got Miss Helen Boots Page. I'd probably have Puss in Boots, but Paige's face. She'd have a little sword.
Or maybe you could have Paige with speech bubbles, and you could have like bullet points of like Helen Boots.
Or what you could
$5 short with your paycheck. What other ones are just, Ravenhead Lady. That's it. That's the other one.
What you could do as well is, if you are decorating, get a life-size thing of Paige, paint under it, and just hold that up. It'll just have all the white dots on it.
Oh. With a spunk-covered title. Fuck's sake.
Backstage, Emma is disappointed after NXT Arrival. She says she earned respect at a minimum, and she's interrupted by Ric Flair. He says it doesn't matter because the next champion is his daughter Charlotte. Charlotte comes in and says Emma has her number if she fancies a chat, a shoulder to cry on, or a girl's lunch. They're in action against each other next, but it's far more confident from Charlotte.
It's a lot better. There are a couple of like iffy moments in it, but she looks a lot more settled in front of the camera now.
She looks like a different person.
Well, yeah, she's got new tits.
Well, there we go. You put on a bit of weight, so will you. 1 month's time is WrestleMania 30, and excitedly, we will be covering it, not the next episode, but the episode after.
We've got 2 episodes to that.
It's 1 month's time, so these 2 episodes, and then the next episode will be 2 episodes, and then it'll be WrestleMania 30.
Nice.
So Adam, I've just got one question for you. Yeah, rock the whole night away. You ready to rock the whole night away?
Yes,
with
mate.
WrestleMania 30.
Please tell me Mason Ryan's in the main event.
Mason Ryan is not in the... Well, actually, technically his dad is.
Yeah. Okay. I can get on with that.
Yeah, technically his dad is.
Yeah.
The exciting thing about that show is that it's probably in the top 3 WrestleManias ever, and you've never seen it.
I've not watched it start to finish. There's moments I've seen in it, but I've not sat and watched it consecutively.
Sat and watched it start to finish.
No.
Interesting, because it's a great show. I have to say.
Is it better? Well, obviously. Well, I'm asking a stupid question here because it's not going to be better.
It's not better than WrestleMania 17.
No. Because we've sat and watched that start to finish.
Oh yeah.
That was a great night. That was actually.
Good night, wasn't it?
Fucking
Thursday.
The gimmick.
You will hate us both.
The gimmick battle royale was probably one of my favourite things I've ever seen, mainly because Simon Miller of What Culture keeps referencing, is it the Garbage Man? Reaper Man. So he keeps referencing. I'd never seen him until that battle royale. I was like, oh my god, it's Reaper Man.
See, and the interesting thing about that battle royale is that the Iron Sheik wins it and he can barely stand up.
Yes.
And the Iron Sheik is younger in that match than Sting is now.
I know.
Which is just on the level absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
because
one
Sting
of the
is
longest
still wrestling.
entrances I've ever seen from anyone. That is fucking...
It's a fantastic show. It really is. We'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, we do.
If you want us to watch it for the podcast, just say we'll happily do that.
Do you know what I was going to say? Because we're coming up to nearly a year of doing this podcast. So what I'd like to do as a special one-off episode...
Recommend us.
Recommend us a show to watch.
Any show. Could be great.
Any show.
Maybe good, maybe shit.
I think any WWE show we will watch.
Or WCW.
Or WCW.
Or ECW.
Or ECW.
Or FMW. Should we watch some Japanese deathmatch wrestling? Mate, let's watch a CZW show.
Look, I will watch a show on the only premise that it's pre our timeline. So it has to be before...
It has to be before 2012?
Yeah, before June 2012. If it's before then, because I don't want to be like watching, say, SummerSlam 2017 or 17 and we end up watching it twice. So,
Well, the problem is, okay, with that, is that if anyone makes us watch the Great American Bash, this podcast will be over. That's all I will say. I'm not watching any Punjabi prison matches for this podcast.
no.
It's not going to happen.
No, so yeah, send us your... we've got a couple of weeks still, haven't we?
We've got, I'd probably say we've got 2-3 weeks.
So yeah, send your suggestions in now, so then we'll pull them all together and then we'll like draw them from a hat. We'll do the famous WCW coin toss behind the backstage.
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll do the coin toss backstage. We'll take a pay-per-view out and we'll go, Great American Bash? No, we'll go back in. WrestleMania 17. That's the one we chose first time, people.
That's it.
So, yeah, well, I'll tell you what, we'll do that.
Yeah.
So, they redo the exact same promo for Paige, Ric Flair, and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte gets in Paige's face and says that she will take the title from her. Renee joins commentary with Tom, Byron, and Regal. Christ, here we fucking...
Yeah, I know. It started, literally, the shot came up.
Is it Tensai or Regal? It's Tensai, I think.
But
Yeah.
Regal was there all doughy eyes, and I was just like, oh no.
I literally
had to tune out to it.
There was
now.
a point I was watching this match, and quite honestly, I'm being 100% serious. I literally just sat there, and there was too much going on. I just sat there, and I was like, I should be typing, but I just can't type. Duh.
Brandy Rhodes is in the ring as well.
She is in the ring, yeah.
Yeah, she's
been
bringing
on a
out
few
soon.
episodes.
Yeah.
Emma comes out to an absolutely gigantic pop. Regal and Renee dance, as there is dancing galore and plenty of screaming and big cheers. Mojo's family cam shows them looking ever so confused. Charlotte has new theme music, and she's accompanied by Sasha Banks, who's carrying a picture of Summer Rae, who is missing this evening. This match happens, and it's nothing horrendous, but the crowd are clearly anti-Batista, as better than Batista chants happen, which for Charlotte is probably better than she's been doing recently.
Yeah, true. It was at this point I had to point out that, well, I pointed out to you about
Laptop Lady was there.
Yes, Laptop Lady was there.
I didn't see her in this match. I saw her earlier. I did not see her here.
Yeah, I saw her here because I was a bit like...
Didn't want to watch the match.
What else can I watch instead of this? No, it was okay.
I found if I got bored, I just watched Mojo Family Cam. That's been quite interesting.
Yeah, seeing what they react to and don't react to.
No, just seeing how bored they look out of 10.
Yeah.
And the majority of the time it's 16.
It's almost like, the general reaction is... that.
They just look...
Obviously, I can't, it's difficult to get that across in podcast form, but you get the idea.
What's brilliant about this is that over the next 2 episodes, they're all set in the crowd and he doesn't actually appear.
He appears backstage and that's it.
Yeah, he doesn't actually appear. He is on the next week's episode, though. Charlotte hops over Paige at the end of the match, and Charlotte holds her ankle injured. Emma asks her if she's okay, as does Sasha, as Charlotte kips up and hits the natural selection as Emma turns round for a 3. It's a classic Flair move, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree as she does Emma's dance and leaves. Very nice piece of character development here, much better in ring.
I really liked this.
Really,
this
really,
finish,
really good.
actually.
Really clever.
I know, Emma's obviously now established in the women's division as a top contender.
Yeah.
But to be honest, her push to the top is pretty much done now that she's been beaten twice by Paige.
Yeah.
So to then push someone else, and actually, Charlotte didn't look too bad in this.
And
Looked a lot better
Emma's
than
popular anyway, so
Yeah,
she's not going to
exactly.
lose anything.
No, she won't at all. It's not going to... If she wants to have a title match, she only needs to maybe get 1 or 2 wins to put herself back in contention.
Well, there's only 5 women in the fucking division.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. They have to bring people up.
From where?
I don't know. They just need more
They
women.
bring people down. That's what they need to do. Bring them down.
Well, they need more women in the division. That's the only issue they've got.
Backstage, Sami Zayn is with Renee Young. He says he got what he wanted from that match, and it's personal what was said in the ring between him and Cesaro. Graves debuts on the WWE Network next against Yoshitatsu. It's new music for Corey, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, this music is wank.
Yeah, it's more of a Combi Christ style song. I don't know if you've ever heard of the band Combi Christ.
I miss the metal music. I miss the spunk covered jacket. It's
do.
not the same Corey.
It's not the same Corey. He's not sticking around. We haven't got the I know you want it and I feel it. It's a great song.
It is.
Dead and gone.
I don't like the new graphics either. I don't like his Titantron.
No, bring back the Microsoft Paint Titantron.
Oh, mate, it was
the
great.
goat. The fucking
Great.
goat.
attitude and bad intentions.
Now, before we get this started, there's something I need to get off my chest. In the event that this is the first time you're watching NXT on the WWE Network, allow me to introduce myself. They call me Graves. Now, I wouldn't have to come out here and introduce myself had I been invited to compete at NXT Arrival like I should have been. Instead, I'm forced to come out here and compete with a guy who still thinks he can be a WWE superstar. But more importantly than that, there's something else that's been bothering me. It's been sticking in my brain, it's been eating me alive. That one thing is Sami Zayn. All I've heard about is Sami Zayn and his rematch of the year with Cesaro. Let me ask you a question. When's the last time Sami Zayn actually won a match?
That's a good point.
I forgot, he's been injured for a while, but apparently all you need is heart. Apparently all you need is heart to get chance after chance after chance against a guy that you can't beat. But the fact is, I'd only need one shot. I would only need one chance in the center of this ring, and I would beat Cesaro. But instead I'm here with Yoshitatsu, who hasn't been relevant since, well, ever. So you know what? Let's just get this over with.
Graves ruffling some...
On second thoughts, forget this. Graves gets out of the ring and decides to walk away. Yoshi jumps out to attack, but Graves clotheslines his head off, throws him into the steps, and then slips back into the ring to win by countout. After calling him out, Zayn comes to save Yoshi from injury, and Graves backs away quickly, grinning at Zayn. Zayn says he was unaware that they've got a problem, but apparently they do. All Graves has to do is ask if he wanted a shot, and they can do it right here tonight.
I've got a few points to make about this.
Go ahead, my
So when
friend.
we were doing the interview with Oliver Gray, there was a question I was going to ask you, and you said, don't word it that way, because I was going to ask about his enhancement match with Cassius Ohno. But the way I was
you said
word...
when he jobbed to him, and I said, don't say that you don't
jobbed.
Don't say.
Okay,
the word
I
job.
thought I'd use the word squash match, but okay. And this has made me think, actually, there's a massive difference between enhancement match and squash match. For me, this was like an enhancement match because he didn't squash Yoshi. He was just a bit devious. Like the whole...
He was smarter than him.
Yes. Doing the promo,
And
being
it-
smarter than him.
And it enhanced his character.
Yes.
Yes. It
This
showed...
was more like an enhancement match.
Yeah, they're trying to get him out of being a brawler and into being a more savvy, clever in-ring competitor. And this worked to achieve that.
Yes. I thought the whole thing was fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
Really good.
It was good.
And we do see squash matches later on in this this taping as well, which is like, that's what made me think of the two different sort of...
Good. It's good to know that you're learning
Well,
on the
I'm
job.
trying.
You're learning on the job.
I'm really glad I didn't say jobbed to Oliver Gray, because that would have been quite bad.
I don't know. I just thought maybe it might come across wrong.
Yeah, fair enough.
Speaking of
We're
coming,
learning.
Speaking of coming across wrong,
But right now, we want to take you to the Adam Rose party that our own Devin Taylor attended last week. You gotta see this.
Excitement levels are high as we enter the launch party for Adam Rose. I wouldn't expect anything less from an Adam Rose party, but take a look at the cast of characters here now. It's a Roman gladiator. Adam! I know him. Adam. There you are. Excuse me. This party's amazing, like always. Now everybody is so excited to hear about...
Watch this little guy. He's very exciting. Full of tricks. I don't think I could do that, but if I tried, maybe if I trained, I could probably do that.
Now, everyone's so excited about your in-ring
I
debut.
am excited. Everything you know is about to change, Dave. Everything you know is about to change because Adam Rose is finally coming. This is going to be epic. This is going to be of Jurassic proportions.
Now, these people are called your Rose Brothers.
Steph, you're being boring. It's a party and you being boring. Let's go. That's my song. That's my song. Would you cheer up? Just don't be a lemon, be a rosebud.
Well, that's it for your sneak peek on the Adam Rose launch party. The Exotic Express is coming your way. I'm Devin Taylor. Cheer, cheer.
David James Simmons.
So,
What
Adam,
the fuck is this?
use your words.
Mate, what is this? What? Why have they done this? This is the third time they've debuted this guy. We had fucking Primark Pete. Like, we had... I don't know why I called him Primark Pete. But we had fucking, you know... Fucking Primark Tarzan... Fucking Leo Kruger. Like, King of Primark. We had absolutely batshit mental Kruger. He was good. And now we have this dickhead. And he's completely different, in a sense, but he's the same person. Which is, like, you know, you can have a different voice and you can come across differently. It's the same face. People aren't stupid. I mean, you can get away, you can probably do it twice. But he's not been gone long enough to do that. Like, it's not even been like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And suddenly he's a completely new character.
Yeah.
Why do WWE do this?
So, what I will say, there is an interview with him that he did after he left WWE when he was on Colt Cabana's podcast, The Art of Wrestling. And he said, I'm being turned into a Sesame Street character. He said, I think once Adam Rose was called up, the character became Sesame Street. Especially when we did the Twisted Tea commercial. I felt like that we were more of Sesame Street. I told Hunter, how the fuck did we become Sesame Street? And he looks at me and goes, sometimes you become the interpretation of your character rather than your character. And I was like, okay, how do we fix that? So by that point, I was screwed. It wasn't even 2 weeks in. I did my character for a short time period in NXT, and even now, looking back, it was starting to go more Sesame Street towards the end of my run in NXT. But that deal was, honestly, if we had kept the way Dusty Rhodes had created it, which was literally like, I come from a party, I've just fell off the bus, I literally don't know what's going on, I get in the ring, win a match and leave, then go back to the bus. I would get on the bus with hot chicks and smoke coming out of it, and you can guess what the smoke was going to be. It was like dry ice, lots of dry ice. It was supposed to be very edgy and have that Godfather feel to it, but it ended up becoming Sesame Street with a grown man dressed up as a hot dog. I think Adam Rose in the WWE demographic was for a 4-year-old child. I think that was my demographic, and that's not cool. So it was never intended to be that way, but by the time it had already sunk into me, it was too late. On changes to the character, he said, in my entrance in NXT we would drop the lights, make it dark, then the weird music would start for all the rosebuds to load, which are the people that come in with him. And then the music would hit, and what we did on Raw were bright lights, so you could see now everyone loading, you can see everyone in the outfits, and it was nowhere near the same feel. I can't think of the word for the type of music it was, but it was more like Egyptian belly dancing. That would be the loaded music, but there was this weird vibe. The lights would dim down a little bit, and you can see a little bit of them with the Egyptian music playing, but then the music would hit and you would really see them, and that formula worked. But they changed that formula at the end of my NXT run with the music, and I asked why they've changed the song. It was really good, so why change it? The guy who wrote the song and sang the song even called me to said he would give me the song to be played. However, they just wanted to change it. Where Adam Rose came from, he said he created it, along with Dusty Rhodes. He was given a 2 weeks notice where it was like, change your gimmick or you're fired. So I created him, and the next day we ran with it. The character was based on Aldous Snow from Get Him to the Greek.
Ah, okay.
Which is the character played by Russell Brand.
Ah, okay.
Hunter told me it was going to be a hard sell because you have a 70-year-old man who has never watched Getting to the Greek. It's going to be a hard sell. And it wasn't just a hard sell in Europe, but it was a hard sell in other countries as well. The demographic of 18 to 35-year-old males just couldn't stand the character. And as you're about to find out, Adam and I are in that demographic, and we feel the same way.
I don't know. I don't know what to think of this. It's just...
I don't think it's more the character, I think it's more the wrestler. That's my big problem with it.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue for me is if you're reinventing yourself, everything has to change. Because we've seen, like, you can get away with a little bit of stuff when you've done it once, but when you've done it a second time, everything has to change. You have to be a completely different wrestler.
Yeah.
And he still does the slice is a finisher. Yeah. And he still hits a decent, the moves fucking escape me now. Arn Anderson does one all the time.
Spinebuster.
Yeah, Spinebuster. He still does a Spinebuster and a fucking slice. So he's not wrestling any different, really. There's just a couple of bits here and there where he acts a bit goofy in ring. But it's nothing that's going to make him stand out. It does sound like he's just been screwed over, really. I mean, I get that they're trying to push him to create a new character because, you know, Kruger wasn't going anywhere. He'd pretty much done as much as he could with that character unless they gave him a major push. But then again, he weren't that over with the crowd, so why would they?
Yeah.
So they needed to have something different?
Yeah. I mean, whether this is it or not, it's up for debate, but holy shit, it's different. He's basically like a party animal. He's in like a nightclub with a load of people. They're singing. There's a guy with a mask on spinning around different coloured lights.
I was going to ask, is that Kalisto?
It looks like Kalisto.
I was going to say, but I didn't know whether it...
The first thing I thought... I was so busy paying attention to the mask, I didn't really pay attention to like the body, because he has quite a notable tattoo. This would have been around the time that he was signed.
Yeah.
And what else I would say is that is definitely his mask.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably say yes, it was. However, I'm not 100% sure.
Do you know who else is in this?
Braun Strowman.
Yeah. It's fucking weird.
Braun Strowman.
This is how they debut Braun Strowman. Well, he's not debuting, but do you know what I mean? This is how
do you know
his
who else
first
is in
appearance on NXT.
Do you know who else is in this?
No.
Simon Gotch is in it.
Is he?
Yeah, Simon Gotch is in it.
Did you know?
Becky Lynch is in it.
Fuck off.
She is.
Where?
She's you don't really see her on this episode. She's the one. She's got like blue dreads.
Oh, okay.
You can see her more clearly on the next episode. You see her like right up close to the camera. You see her face.
Okay. I didn't notice that at all.
No, she's not really clear on this episode. I only know she's in it because I remember it at the time. But yeah, she's in it. However, you can see it much more clearly next episode. You won't miss the next episode.
Well, I did.
Next episode. Next episode.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I'll be looking out for
because
her.
I've already watched it.
Oh, okay.
So Simon Gotch, Braun Strowman, Becky Lynch, and Kalisto among the people. Kalisto doesn't come out as part of the Rosebuds, but yes, Adam. What I will say is, don't be a lemon, be a rosebud.
Don't be a lemon, be a rosebud.
Not my words, but the words of Adam Rose.
Did you know that Rosebud was a cheat on The Sims to give you more money?
What? What? Where does that come from?
I think it was. I see, like, Rosebud, that's what it reminds me of. I remember playing The Sims as a kid, and if you wanted to get more money, you'd enter this cheat and you'd, like, have loads more money.
God almighty. Yeah.
Someone please correct me on that, because I'm pretty sure that was it. But if anyone else played The Sims and was sad as a child, please can you...
That's Sonia, she did.
Yeah. This is why we get engaged, mate.
Exactly.
Similar interests. Similar shit interests.
In the words of Robbie Williams, Millennium. No, she's the one.
Yeah.
Xavier Woods is backstage after the Rusev beating. He says he feels like he's been kicked in by a monster. He calls him an Ivan Drago-looking piece of garbage, and next time he's here, he wants him one-on-one because he's Creed and he doesn't lose in this movie. This is a really interesting line as well, because before he was Xavier Woods in WWE, he was in TNA as Consequences Creed.
Ah,
So
okay.
that was a cool...
Nice little sort of
Yeah,
flashback.
nice flashback.
Oh, nice.
Rusev accepts the match in Bulgarian, and Lana confirms Nemanja. Adam Rose comes out to debut, and it's the former Leo Kruger in a party-styled gimmick. Byron calls it amazing. He's facing the real-life cowboy, Wesley Blake.
Which isn't really...
Woo!
What makes him a real-life cowboy, apart from the fact that he walks out with a... Well, he doesn't even walk out, he's just there, and he has a cowboy hat and takes it off in the corner of the ring.
Now, they do question this in the next episode, what makes him an official cowboy. And to be honest, the commentary is quite frankly horrendous, so I did say no. But apparently, being a real-life cowboy means that you ride a bull or a stallion, or both.
Okay.
So that apparently makes him a real-life cowboy. Although this is wrestling, and let's face it, it's obviously a gimmick.
Well, I think they said as well, works on his pickup truck and likes barbecue
Speaking
sauce.
of pickup trucks, where's Scott Dawson gone?
That is a great point.
Where's Scott Dawson gone? Is he injured? He must be injured.
This is going to be like, where is...
Just out of the blue now, where's everyone gone? Where's Geordie Christopherson gone, his tag team partner?
Yeah.
The guy that he had at the very beginning. Well, we all know he's been released. But where are all these people gone?
Is it Bronson Reed?
Where's Bronson?
We know where Bronson is. We went through this.
He's on the unemployed line.
Yes, we missed non-consensual brutality.
Man like Bronson.
Exactly.
Mate, this is his brutality. And he comes out and stomps.
This is a match.
This is a match, yeah. You're absolutely spot on. This is a match indeed.
It happens.
Yeah, they have a comedic styled match, and Rose works as a babyface. Rose snaps and mounts, delivering forearms and the like before a big spine buster, and he wins via the slice. The crowd chanted, "This is awesome," which has now put them in severe doubt if they are mentally stable.
There's someone who really who shouts really loud, "We want Kruger."
Bless them.
I know.
He calls the party, and they all celebrate. Well, it was there.
It was there. The crowd really ate this up.
I'm not gonna lie.
Really liked this.
Yes, it does change rather quickly.
Oh,
for the worst.
Oh,
basically, he stops alluding to be smoking weed and partying, and it's basically just like marketed towards children.
Oh,
and it goes quite quick, and you can imagine this gimmick going from that to what I said.
Oh,
and it not being good. And if you think it wasn't good, then it becomes worse. And after that, because let's face it, he's dead in the water now, and he goes pretty soon straight to the main roster because he's had so much time in NXT. But yeah, basically from here,
he's the longest serving in NXT, isn't he? Well, apart from actually Bo Dallas was there from the start.
He was, yeah.
I can't think of many people who've been there longer.
EC3, but he was the whole time injured.
No, but I mean, he's gone now.
Well, Bo's technically been there longer because he was in the very first episode. Okay. However, yeah, Kruger does debut early.
Yeah.
With his Donkey Kong music.
And his scarf.
So, yeah, basically what happens is he goes to Adam Rose. Adam Rose is successful for 3 weeks. Then they change the character. Then he gets less successful. Then it bombs on the main roster quite dramatically. And then after it bombs on the main roster, he joins in a Heath Slater-led group called the Social Outcasts, which is a group for losers.
Oh, fucking Bo Dallas's part.
Bo Dallas, of course, is in that as well, because he's a fucking loser.
Yeah. Was this after he went like 14 and Bo or whatever?
14 and Bo, straight in the Social Outcasts, and then he was done forever. So yeah, it feels like we haven't wasted our time at all covering these people.
Oh, no, not at all.
They go on to do great things. We get an advert for the Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery.
That's what we could review.
Yeah, well, what we'll have to do is we'll have to sit and watch it together and do an audio track for it. So then if people can watch it, they can put our audio track on over the top and listen to it. We need to figure out how to do an audio track first. But yeah, we might do. Yeah. Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery might be on its way, as it is an exclusive WrestleMania 30 movie. So maybe during half term when I'm off work, we could sit down and give Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery a watch.
I'll tell you what, suggest it to Sonia that you want to watch a film, and she'll be like, yeah, what do you want to watch? You say it's a random Scooby-Doo film, and she might be like, yeah, I'll sit down and watch that, and just don't tell her until
John Cena appears on screen.
Exactly.
Why is he wearing a shirt that says hustle, loyalty and respect? He has to be a wrestler. No normal person would wear that horrible phrase. Like, Sonya, rise above hate. All right, you leave him alone.
Be a star. Don't be a dick.
Don't be a lemon. Be a... I can't even go through with it.
What? Don't be
Slap
a lemon.
myself on the hand.
What were you going to say then?
Don't be a lemon, be a rosebud. But no.
No. Dave, put your hand out.
Oh, slap me. Thank
Stop
you.
it.
My mum used to do that all the time.
Yeah.
God love her. She slaps herself on the hand when she says something naughty. Graves is out first, and Zayn is out second for the main event, and they discuss on commentary. It's a genius way to put yourself in the main event of this show. There are some nice moments in this match, but Graves wrestles a slow, ponderous style that doesn't really do much for either man. Graves does hit a huge back elbow and a blue thunder bomb in return by Zayn for a 2. A chop by Zayn as he climbs the ropes, goes for a spinning tornado DDT, but it's countered by Graves into a backbreaker attempt. And at last, there's a roll-up for a 3 by Zayn. A fine win, and it's a okay ending, but the rest of the match was stereotypical early NXT main event. There was lots of, submission. We were basically a leg scissors short from classic, really early main events.
Yeah, there was not a massive amount to talk about until like the last 2 or 3 minutes.
No.
I did like on commentary that Tom asks why not go after Neville, who he has history with and is a champion. And Regal replies with, well, Corey knows that Neville will be preoccupied with his rematch with Bo. Why not go after someone who is the next best competitor?
Why not go after someone who's not focusing on him, but make it easier to beat him?
Well, yeah.
Strange.
It's I quite liked it. I quite liked the comparison.
What did you think of the main event anyway? Solid action or not for you? Wasn't for me personally.
No, I think it went on a bit too long.
Okay. Solid.
I mean, it's probably okay now for a takeover match.
What, that?
Well, no, like length of time.
I was going to say.
Actually, how long did it go? Because it felt like it went on forever.
Probably about 8-9 minutes, so probably 10 minutes maximum. But yeah, it did feel like it went on forever.
Okay, it's not long enough for a takeover match then, but it just felt like it went on forever.
Yeah. March the 13th, 2014, episode 91, and we're at Full Sail University again. Paige is out as we say hi to Tom, Tensai, and Alex Riley. Sasha is taking on Paige after Charlotte's win coming last week. Tensai says that Paige is close to the total package, but I'm not really too sure if she's that close to Lex Luger. Come on, Dave! I'm here all week. Paige is ragging round Sasha, and early it's a slow, plodding pace as Sasha and Paige, and we end up with Paige doing the Scorpion Crosslock for the win, and Charlotte attacks Paige. However, the music stops and she's attacked by Charlotte before she's saved by Natalya. And I must say, this is the point where I had to stop watching and go to sleep because I was tired after my jab. So I didn't really take too many notes here, and I was like, this isn't going to work, I just need to go to bed. So I had a good 3 hours sleep, and then I was fine to carry on.
Yeah, I think it's been a week since I saw Paige first use the Scorpion Crosslock, and it's still my favourite submission. It's fucking excellent.
And Sasha is very bendy, so she's very bendy, so it looks really good on someone like Sasha.
Yeah, I can't imagine it work great on Charlotte just because of height as well.
Can't imagine it would work great on Nia Jax.
Let's not go down that line. Do you know how angry you're going to be when Bobby Roode turns up on this podcast?
Oh,
that's going to pale into comparison when Nia Jax turns up here.
I don't think it will.
No, because I don't want to talk about her. I'd quite happily veto every single match she's involved in. She's fucking dog shit. Why is she still with this company?
Do you know what, though? Actually, what I will say is, as much as I don't like Bobby Roode, he is good in NXT.
He is.
Just for the entrances alone. At least I could get through, like...
It's the charisma as well.
And he's a good talker.
Yeah. What does Nia Jax bring?
What does she bring?
Yeah.
Certain types of men like her. Now, we're not those certain types of men, but if you are, fair dues. They show last week's Graves and Zayn promo, and Zayn is backstage saying if you've got an issue, he's just won, so now the issue is over. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough.
This isn't over. This can't be over.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a shame.
Dear Lord. Backstage, Mojo is walking back and forth.
Yes, Mojo Rawley, baby. Coming off the biggest night of my life. NXT Arrival. We showed the world what we're about. We're just getting started, baby. We're just getting started because we don't get hyped. We stay hyped. We're coming at you. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
We are back on NXT.
Well, that was different. Whether it was effective is another thing entirely, but it was certainly different.
Dave, what is hype?
Oh, do you know what? Hype is ascending into it. I don't even... What did he even say? I was so bemused with him walking
You're
back
saying,
and forth.
what did he even say? Literally about 30 seconds previous, he's going to have said it on the podcast.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm not listening to them.
Right, very true.
I didn't listen to it now.
No, very true.
I watched it earlier and I was just looking at him going, you're weird.
I think just because nothing really happens in it. He's walking back and forth in the locker room.
Screaming.
Screaming about hype. And then we don't see him for the rest of the episode. That's him done.
It's like
if it leads on to
Hawk.
him having a match, then fair enough, but
it's like Hawk from the Legion of Doom. Well, you fucking motherfuckers! And he's just screaming and nothing happens.
I've never heard you do that impression before.
Well, what I will say is that when he is here next week, and you're going to have to do background research on this person, because if I do it, it'll be insincere.
No.
But guess who joins the Mojo family cam?
No.
It's the one.
No.
The only.
No.
The Gronk. The Gronk is here next week on the podcast.
Oh my god.
I don't know who he is, but I assume you do, because you like American sports.
Yay, go football.
Go Patriots?
Yes. He used to play for the Patriots. He now plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I've just talked myself into doing this, haven't I?
Ha!
Shit.
Honey trapped. There we go.
Dick.
I just got you pregnant and now you owe me child maintenance. Let's go.
Sounds like Sam and Lauren.
Oh, that's not fair. The Ascension enter with their new shiny entrance, and it must be noted, it's absolutely fucking killer.
It's great. Great
These-
t-shirts as well.
Yes. These two look like straight killers. The music slaps, and it's a return to the glory days of Demolition, the Legion of Doom, and heavyweight motherfucker tag teams that will knock your face off. I'm loving it. In the words of McDonald's.
I was about to say.
Now, what I will say is, who are Demolition?
Do you mean who are Demolition?
Who are Demolition? Do you know?
Are these a legit tag team?
You know the Legion of Doom, but do you know who Demolition are?
Are you going to tell me about Demolition? Are we going to have
Demolition.
a Dave Simmons history lesson?
Not a big history lesson.
No,
I'll just tell you.
Yeah, go
Demolition, one of the longest reigning WWF tag team champions of all times.
Really?
Yes, they were around in the 80s, and they were Axe and Smash Demolition.
Axe and Smash?
Axe and Smash. Shall I show you them? Here you go.
Yeah, go on.
Demolition, WWE.
We'll take a slight tangent as I get educated on wrestling. It's probably not the first time you've heard it on this podcast, and it won't be the last.
Here's Demolition.
Oh my god. They look badass.
Am I right?
I can see why you've got the whole Ascension thing in your head from these guys. These guys look great.
Demolition, mate.
Is there stuff going to be on the WWE network?
It is on the WWF network.
Yes.
Now, when I was younger, okay, here's one to throw out there, but Jack used to have my cousin Jack, used to have all, like, pretty much the sort of late 80s, early 90s WWF shows. And I always used to go to Jack's. I always used to go to my Auntie Julie's on a Saturday. I always used to sit and watch a pay-per-view. It's like my annual thing. A couple of my favourites. I used to love Survivor Series 96. I used to watch that quite a lot.
Bret Hart in that by any chance?
Bret Hart v Austin.
Ah, okay. There we go.
Bret Hart v Austin. And...
Was that with a double turn?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
And the opening match... That was at WrestleMania. The opening match is the WWF debut of Rocky Maivia. The Blue Chipper. The Rock.
The Rock?
The Rock debuts at that show. It's at Madison Square Garden.
Oh, nice.
And also, I had a videotape, which I don't know where it came from. I assume Jack gave it me, because there's no other way that I would have the videotape. But I used to have a videotape of Survivor Series. I think it was Survivor Series 1989 or 1988. 1988 sounds a bit more reasonable. I'll be able to see it straight away. It was on the front. Hold on a minute. Yeah, that's it. 1989. Oh, mate, what a fucking show this was. And on this card, there was some great stuff.
You're going to get the card up now, aren't you?
Gonna get the card up. So,
we've hit full-blown tangent, people.
We've hit full-blown
This is
tangent.
it.
Actually, was it this card? Oh yeah, no, it was this card. Yeah, so on this card, Dusty Rhodes, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the Red Rooster, and Tito Santana beat the Enforcers, the Big Boss Man, Bad News Brown, Rick Martel, and the Honky Tonk Man. Amazing.
Is that where Bad News Barrett?
Pardon?
Is it Wade Barrett's Bad News?
That's not where it came from.
Oh,
Bad News Brown was different.
Okay.
We also had Randy Savage, Canadian Earthquake, Dino Bravo, and Greg Valentine beating Jim Duggan, Bret Hart, Ronnie Garvin, and Hercules. That was the first time I ever saw Bret Hart.
Ah,
yeah.
okay.
So I used to watch this. I used to watch this VHS like it was going out of fashion. So I haven't watched it in about 20 years.
We'll have to watch it.
Yeah, and do you know what? Honestly, I used to be obsessed with it. I used to watch it all the time. I used to take it everywhere and watch it. And I used to love Bret Hart. I used to always just watch that match, even if it's the second match on the show. The Hulkamaniacs, Hulk Hogan, Jake Roberts, Axe and Smash, Demolition, defeated the $1 Million Team of Ted DiBiase, the Warlord, the Barbarian, and Zeus.
Of course, it was Ted DiBiase if they call the fucking millionaires, whatever it is.
And do you know what? Classic me, I'd actually turned it off by the main event because the main event was the Ultimate Warrior, Jim Neidhart, Shawn Michaels, and Marty Jannetty.
There's a lot of multi-men tags in this.
It's Survivor Series. It was all multi-tags. The whole thing. The only thing that wasn't a multi-tag was the pre-show, which is Boris Zukov defeating Paul Roma. But yeah, you had the Rockers in the main event, the Ultimate Warrior, Jim Neidhart, yeah,
Ooh.
Michaels and Jannetty.
Yeah.
The Heenan family, Bobby Heenan, Andre the Giant, Haku, and Arn Anderson. That's a random ass main event.
That is.
What else did it have? Yeah, it had the Warlord, the Barbarian, Zeus. Mate, this is a great show. That's all I'll say. But yeah, what's your favourite old WWE event? If you've got one, tweet us, because this is literally my favourite classic 80s WWE event.
I feel like you were asking me that.
What's your favourite?
The one that sticks out to me is like the main event of Canadian Stampede in your house.
Amazing, because that was from 1997 and this is from 1989.
Well, no, but that's like...
But yeah.
Yeah, but do you know what I mean? For me, that's probably like...
Yeah. The best thing about that Canadian Stampede show was the fact that there was a big, massive fuck-off banner that said family values.
I'll tell you what, I was watching...
Canada's greatest show.
I was trying to explain to someone about like old wrestling and how they could obviously get away with a lot more in promos. You were going to tell yourself off then.
It's me.
Yeah, Dave chucking a bottle to himself. But I was trying to explain to Matt at work like how much they could sort of get away with when they were cutting promos and like insulting the crowd. He said, "What do you mean?"
Take him straight to ECW.
Yes, that's what I did. Was it Heatwave?
Heatwave 98.
Yes,
what
mate.
Show?
Oh, mate. Some the Dudleys insulting a guy in a Hawaiian shirt. I won't say what he said. But if you've seen
Hawaiian shirt guy is an ECW legend. He used to be at every show.
No, he's screaming at a guy in the crowd who's wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and he screams.
Hawaiian shirt guy used to go to every ECW show.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was known by all of the talent.
Fair enough. So that's why he was
the woman and child that were insulted after are not known by the talent.
No.
So.
And the woman afterwards as well.
Yes.
The woman after.
And
you know exactly which promo I'm talking about.
And the woman spat at. And the woman that had beer thrown over her. And the woman whose face he got in. Terrible stuff.
That is... But yeah. That's
great
how
promo,
much you can get away with. Anyway, the Ascension win.
Yeah, the yard chants are over. Big time. And both men go into the corner. They refer to the Ascension style as Total Maximum Carnage. As they smash Travis Tyler and Carl Bishop to pieces. Offense in the corner by Connor, who just runs through Bishop before rights and kicks by both men with quick tags in and out of the ring. The guillotine knee from the top right by Victor, which looks devastating, and Bishop is knocked off the apron for the fall of man and a 3. Utterly devastating. They show replays, and then of course the only way to follow that is an advert for Scooby-Doo WrestleMania Mystery.
Of course. I'll tell you what, the uppercut from Victor, it's fucking something else, isn't it?
Trained at the dungeon.
Mate, we have watched at least 6 of these squash matches.
No, they don't get old.
Oh, they're fucking brilliant.
They're great.
They're so...
We need more squashes in wrestling, I feel like.
Yeah.
They are effective if done right.
Yeah, of course they are.
The one thing I will say, okay, is that quite brilliantly, it's getting to the point of the podcast now where Victor is a proper ring general, and actually him being trained at the dungeon
starts to come through a bit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're praising him every week now. I don't know if you've noticed, but every week you're like,
I know.
Victor's great, Victor's great, Victor's great, and I'm like, yeah.
He is
The
so
Heart Dungeon.
good.
The Heart Dungeon is pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone who graduated from there is.
You can tell. I'm not even gonna hide it anymore.
Superb style.
Yeah.
Superb style. Renee is on the desk, and that's cool. But also, Mason Ryan's here.
Fuck yes.
He's facing the real life cowboy Wesley Blake.
I'll tell you what. Our friends at BBG Wrestling, I don't know whether it's run by a single guy or like a group of people.
Or multiple people, yes.
Or multiple people. They said, God bless Mason Ryan and God bless him again.
No, I said that.
Did you say that?
I said that.
Oh, okay.
They said the main event of the takeover should have been Mason Ryan versus Rob Terry
in a Swansea street fight.
Now, I don't know if you know who Rob Terry is. He's basically shit Mason Ryan regen from TNA.
Okay.
Except he actually couldn't wrestle. If you think Mason Ryan is legitimately bad, and if you do, we'll fucking fight you.
Exactly.
However, if you think he's legitimately bad, Rob Terry makes him look like fucking Daniel Bryan.
I thought the alternative to this could have been him fighting Adrian Street in a Barry Boiler Room brawl.
Now, is that what you were saying earlier is going to be a great reference?
I don't know whether it was or not.
Oh, do you know what? That is a great reference.
Thank you.
You are welcome, sir.
There we are.
You're working hard. I appreciate working
Barry
hard.
Boiler Room brawl. If you can think of any other Wales-related fights, please write into the NXT Back to the Future podcast. We'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. Ryan basically kills him as a very forceful power slam, some shoulder blocks, but then he does hit his shoulder off the post. He grunts loudly. Ah! Ugh! Ah! Arm wringer by Blake, but Ryan kicks out at one. He drapes him on the ropes, hits a massive running boot, followed by a camel clutch bomb. And has he broken him in half?
I think he's broken him half.
He's broken him in half.
It was at this point as well, while I was watching this, Sonia was sorting dinner out.
And she said, "Who's that fit motherfucker on
No, I
TV?
said, do you realise this guy who's in the red trunks? He's Welsh. She's like, oh really? He looks really good. I was like, this makes me sad because I do not look like Mason Ryan, sadly.
Yeah, no one looks like Mason Ryan.
No,
though.
he does look like he's chiseled from a piece of granite.
There's one in about 50,000 people walking around. Actually, there's probably one in about 500,000 walking around as Mason Ryan.
She did sound really shocked when I said he now works at
Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they need strong people at Cirque du Soleil, though.
I know.
Bailey, how does it feel to be on the WWE Network every single week? Bailey?
Hey, Devin. I'm watching the WWE Network. Have you seen it yet? It is so cool. I'm all over the WWE Network every Thursday along with all my friends. And you know what's even better? Since I've been best friends with Natty, I got to meet Bret Hart, and I'm watching one of his matches right now. It's so cool. I get to go.
Bailey is nothing but a loser, just like that has been Bret Hart. Bailey, his only claim to fame is a match that he lost. Oh, but wait. Bailey would like an old, stringy, gray-haired man that looks homeless. The hip man. Ugh.
They're both freaks. Isn't that right, Summer?
Hey, Summer, why aren't you here with your BFFs tonight? Because I think they're ugly and they smell like cheese. And Bailey, I think if you were to get in the ring with Sasha Banks, you would totally win. Ha ha ha, nighty-night, Sasha!
We can settle this right now, if you would like.
I honestly love this. This is so cute. This is where Summer's head needs to be.
Don't.
I love that. That's awesome. Is there a problem though? You think it's good?
Oh my God. Oh, let me give you a hug. It's Natty, the Divas champion.
From 100 years ago. I mean, like the only thing you're famous for right now, Natty, is drunk dialing your boss on a reality show.
That was actually really funny. No, but I remember the last time that we saw each other. It was at the Hall of Fame last year when my Uncle Brett was surrounded by all the WWE superstars and he was telling old stories, and one of the best stories was when he won the title off of your dad. And I think that's when your dad actually ended up leaving the company. Oh, those were such unforgettable moments. We come from a really long line of amazing men, don't we, Charlotte?
Let's go. So cool.
That was brilliant. It was just really good top to bottom, and she had to pretty much stop herself saying, "Where'd you get those clothes from?" The toilet store, which was quite good.
I say every week when Bailey's on that I love her promos. I popped so much for this.
This is a
it was
good promo.
Unreal.
This is a
and
good
do you know
promo.
what was great? Like, do you know when she's
My friends smell of cheese. That's my favourite bit.
I was watching this in front of Sonia, and then
And
I
you
put
started
it on.
laughing, and she was like, "You're a
No.
fucking loser, sir." Like,
No, but
I'm
she
such a loser.
No, but like literally, she saw like Bailey grab the sign and do like the voice, and she just looked at me like, "What the fuck are you watching this?" I was like, "I don't care. This is brilliant."
I shan't be judged, my love.
It's one of those promos that I feel like I'm gonna have to watch again at some point. And I don't feel like that with a lot of promos, but like the whole grabbing.
It
like,
was just quite funny.
Yeah.
It was just
it's
enjoyable.
really good.
Enjoyable stuff.
My friends smell of cheese.
They advertised WCW's greatest pay-per-view matches, which should be fairly easy to fit on 3 DVDs.
I can tell you from experience this week, it definitely wasn't the Warzone match from 1996 at
War Games.
Sorry, I keep saying Warzone.
Warzone.
Warzone. The War Game. What was it? Something Brawl.
Full Brawl.
Full Brawl. With 2 fucking stings.
Oh god.
You messaged me during that. I said, which stings do you prefer? And I literally didn't know which one you meant. I didn't know you meant that there were 2 in the match because I weren't at that point.
All right.
So I thought you meant
Okay.
past or present. That's why I said both are good.
Yeah. You messaged me back and I was looking at the text going, "Is he alright?" Because you were just like, "It doesn't matter." And I was like, no, it does matter. And you were like, "No, it doesn't." I was like, "No, I'm pretty sure it does."
No, I weren't at that point in the match.
Funny. Do you know what though? The best
How
part.
bad was it like WCW?
Do you know what? Personally, I never liked the main event style in WCW, so for me, it's a bit of a no-go.
It was just like the
Some
guys like
people love it, though.
Rey Mysterio you went there for, and Benoit,
Your
and
Eddie Guerrero's, yeah.
Guerrero, and Dean Malenko.
Yeah.
Like those guys you went for.
I think you were either raised on one or the other, and for me, I was, WCW was notoriously more difficult to watch here. Obviously, WWF was in with Sky, and that was a lot of us were raised if we had Sky on WWF. I remember WCW Thunder being on Fridays at like 9 o'clock on Channel 5, and I used to sometimes watch that. But yeah, good majority of my wrestling watching growing up was WWF for obvious reasons. Xavier Woods is here, and he's pumped. X-Man is out for revenge, but his scheduled opponent Rusev doesn't show up. However, the gorgeous one Tyler Breeze does. He says they aren't exactly friends, but after the attack at Arrival, where he put his hands on his gorgeous face, he's asking Xavier to step aside and let him get his revenge. People of America, rise for the super athlete. It's Rusev. So, what the hell's going on?
No idea. Tyler attacks Xavier Woods, pretty much leaves him for dead. Xavier, as ever, fights on and sort of gets back up. I want to have this fight, and yeah, it happens.
Yeah, Breeze attacks him from behind. Rusev poses. Xavier Woods fights, but gets caught in the pop-up Samoan drop, which looked brutal.
It's. I didn't even think it was a Samoan drop. He goes for it, but he launches him at the same time.
He just throws him in the air so high you can't actually catch him. But the
No.
best thing about it is they're like, he didn't quite get all of it, but Alex Riley makes a good point. When you're throwing that high, you don't really need to catch all of it. It will still hurt. Which actually I thought, yeah, that saved it.
Yeah, Alex is spot on with that.
Yeah, so Rusev basically it's a spinning slam. And then fucking Humble. Sorry, I do it properly. Fucking Humble! The Accolade submits Xavier Woods. Replays, and it's time for an advert, an exclusive advert for the one and only
Is it Mr. Shawn Michaels by any chance?
Not Mr. Shawn Michaels. It's... I'll walk for miles inside this pit of danger. A place where no one follows me. I walk alone. Yeah. The fireworks. I'm sick of all these people talking out their heads. I never understood a damn thing that they said. From words to actions, never know what they're about. I guess I'll have to chew them up and spit them out. And I'll say, yeah, I walk for miles inside this pit of danger. It's Batista, if you didn't guess.
Yeah.
And
I'm just enjoying the show.
Oh, do you know what? It's.
Do you need a moment to get your breath back?
It's one of those. It's one of those great things, isn't it? Where Dave Batista appears, and no matter how you feel about him as a performer, he's got a bloody great theme song.
It is an incredible theme song.
He's got a bloody great theme song.
I thought you were going to do Sheamus's one because he's also here next week.
Oh, it's the time for truth, and I'll make you believe. I love that theme song.
Why is he here?
Too many limes. Too many limes. It's a great theme.
I don't understand why Sheamus is here next week. It's like, he's returning, and it's just like, why? Because last time he was here, he helped...
someone do something.
Yeah, he helped...
I can't remember what happened, but he was certainly here, and he did help someone.
He helped Neville and Corey Graves win the tag team titles.
Against the Wyatt family.
Against the Wyatt family.
And then they never played that off on main roster TV.
No.
I remember when Sheamus debuted on Raw, and he absolutely murdered Jamie Noble.
Who's Jamie Noble?
What?
Who's Jamie Noble?
Jamie Noble is a fucking absolute legend. He beat CM Punk for the Ring of Honor title when Punk was on his way out.
Oh, really?
He did, and also he appeared in the mid-2000s, early to mid-2000s in WWE, where he was a former WWF lightweight champion, or the cruiserweight champion as it was known at the time.
Ah, okay.
Bloody brilliant.
Can you tell we're trying to talk about anything else other than the main event of this one?
I can't remember what the main... Oh, yes.
Oh, sorry, we've got a Neville promo first.
Yes, there is a Neville promo. It's 2 weeks before we get a rematch between Bo and Neville, and I really don't want to see that again. Bo says, the Bo Leavers have been the wind beneath his wings.
For fuck's sake.
I do love the bloke, he is very good.
He's very creative in getting Bo leave or anything like that, or Bo into any sentence.
The wind beneath my wings. He's sick of Neville, and he says he's out of his league. Neville slaps him, and we are 2 weeks away. The Big Bambino, Big Cass, is here for the main event, where he faces Bo Dallas. SAWFT. So, Adam, how you doing?
Fine.
Good. Early on, Bo struggles to contain the Big Bambino's strength. That is one of the greatest wrestling nicknames ever as well. They collide and Bo goes for a shoulder tackle, but Bo gets knocked out of the ring. It's quite a cool spot. We get reminded that these are global entertainers, Adam, and now listen, please don't try this at home.
But what if I want to try this at home?
Well, don't, alright. These people are global entertainers. You're not a global entertainer. You can't even entertain your front room.
Wow.
Well, I'm being honest. Are you on Mason Ryan's level?
Apparently not.
He's a global entertainer. Not only for the WWF, but also the Circuit du Soleil. I'll bear that in mind.
Soleil.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. You can't wrestle chant to Bo Dallas. I'm sure at this point Mojo's family have really enjoyed this 2-hour taping where he's not appeared.
I bet he's appeared at some point. He has to have. Maybe next week.
I don't know, they look pretty bored.
True.
Bo continues to just wail away as Bo takes in the no more Bo chants and big elbows to Big Cass, who sells brilliantly for the smaller wrestler. It's a big clothesline by Bo, but Cass doesn't give up and it's a 2 count. Bo gets smashed into the corner by Cass, who finally gets time to recover. That is a vicious, vicious turnbuckle shot he takes. Do you know who always used to take really good shots in the turnbuckle?
Go on.
I'm going to mention him again. It's obviously Bret the Hitman Hart.
Oh, of course it is.
Bret used to run in. He used to run in with his he used to have his arms like this. He used to run in, and he used to run in sternum first into the turnbuckles. Oh, it looked brutal.
Yeah.
Looked brutal.
Sold it, though.
And, on the subject of Bret Hart, why don't more people use a side Russian leg sweep?
I have no idea.
Disgrace.
It's a great move. What I want to know is I've spotted a rarity on this podcast in the crowd.
Is it a woman with a laptop recording?
No, it's not. Because we've seen that a few times. Like weird devices.
Unbelievably, that's not a rarity on this podcast.
Weird device. I've seen someone with an iPad a few weeks ago. Do you remember that? They
Do you
were
know
like
what?
the second row in.
It enrages me. I thank God people grew out of that fucking shit.
No. It's someone in the crowd with a Bo Leave shirt.
Yes.
Is it you, Earthlaw?
Is it what?
Earthlaw. One of our followers.
Oh, yeah, maybe. He used to go to all the tapings.
Exactly.
For his sins. Bo gets smashed into the corner by Cass, who finally gets time to recover. Tensai reminds us that Bo has a kidney injury, which may be aggravated. Bo Dallas kidney count.
I didn't hear that.
Yes, it's back.
Oh,
He says
fuck.
Tensai reminds us that Bo has a kidney injury, which may be aggravated, as Cass fires up and scores a 2. He's frustrated, but he needs to keep his cool. Gigantic big boot, and somehow Bo manages to kick out to show great heart. Bo's under the ropes, and as Cass leans forward to try and get him, he pulls ropes and flicks it into Cass's eyes, which is a really nice spot, very clever, and a double arm DDT by Bo for a 3. He celebrates, and Cass has had a long match, and shows a fair bit in his first TV main event.
Yeah, I think this was one of the this match could have made him as the main eventer. Maybe not against Bo Dallas, but
he was good. He was good in this.
He was good enough for this match.
Yeah,
he needs another main event, I think, against like better opposition to.
He does sell
himself.
really well for Bo. Though.
Oh yeah,
his selling in this is really.
I don't
good.
think he really puts a foot wrong.
No, for a guy who's 7 foot, his selling is off the wall.
Yeah, I was really impressed by this match.
Yeah, whilst it wasn't the best match ever.
No, but more for him getting involved and actually doing it. And
you have to bear in mind he's a 7 foot tall human being, and he actually wrestles a guy who's probably 6'1", 6'2", and wrestles him really well.
Yeah,
and keeps up with him, doesn't get gassed. All of that stuff is really good.
As Tom Phillips says, it's 7 foot up and 7 foot down.
And it's 7 foot around and around.
Oh, exactly.
So, who's your star of the show then, Mr. Adam?
I had real issues with this.
Okay.
Because I can't pick between...
Adam Rose and...
No. I couldn't pick between Neville, Bailey, Mason Ryan, Wesley Blake and Colin Cassidy.
Wesley Blake has a good old go this week.
I think he had 2 matches where he was
now we could
forced
interview
to...
Wesley Blake. He's out of the company now.
Oh, we can try that.
Real life cowboy.
Exactly. No, he had 2 matches where he was forced to job. I'm going to say job for the...
Jobby reasons.
Yeah, for jobby reasons. But did really well in both those matches. Mason Ryan, again, you know, broke people in half. We love Mason Ryan on this podcast.
We do love Mason Ryan on this podcast.
Bailey had an incredible promo. I don't think I've laughed so hard at a promo in my life when she started using the sign from Summer Rae. That was fucking great. I really liked Neville's promo. Colin Cassidy in the main event.
Yeah.
We should have really kept a counter of these, shouldn't we?
Should have, really.
Yeah. I don't really want to go back.
If anyone wants to do that,
please. You go first.
I'm gonna go a bit left field here, and I'm gonna choose Bo. I think he was effective. He saved last week's promo. He delivered a very funny promo this week. He had a good match in the main event, and also it's difficult because Cass hasn't really been given much, if any, opportunities to wrestle for an extended period, and to get a 12-13 minute main event out of him, which, whilst Cass did play his part, Bo obviously is a more experienced wrestler when it comes to wrestling for a prolonged period of time. And I think just in terms of the way that match went, and also I really liked he did some different stuff. He didn't just rely on that Bo Dallas classic offense. You know, he won via the double arm DDT, which was nice. He used the ropes to flick into the eyes. He did a lot of new stuff whilst also just being generally funny and very good. So yeah, I'm going to go for Bo this week.
Okay. I'm going to go for Wesley Blake.
Good for you. You know,
I'm going Wesley Blake.
Go on, Wesley.
Yeah. 2 matches this week where he did incredibly well for a real life cowboy.
And can ride a stallion.
Exactly. I mean, what more do you need?
Absolutely. You can just see him riding Matt Riddle into battle.
What, from his lonely apartment?
Lonely apartment? He's got 4 kids, mate.
Yeah, but he's not living there now, is he?
What, Wesley Blake is?
No, I meant not Matt Riddle.
Oh, no.
Fucked off.
Matt Riddle has 3 kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Wesley Blake has 4 kids and a lovely wife.
Fair play.
Legend. We'll meet Wesley Blake's wife soon.
Who's Wesley Blake's wife?
It's a story for another podcast.
Ah, okay.
So, yes, you can find us on social media. We are on Twitter at NXTBTTF, and our individual handles are in the bio. I'll do it this week, Adam, so you don't fuck it up. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/NXTBTTF. Adam, are we any other platforms?
We've got a
YouTube channel. What do we search to find the YouTube channel?
Well, NXT BTTF.
You actually search NXT Back to the Future podcast.
Well, okay.
I've taken you all out of sorts, yeah.
You have.
Are we also on TikTok?
Yes, we are. We also have a... Is it Linktree?
Yes, we also have a Linktree.
Yes, we do.
We do. So if you maybe want to check out a couple of our branches, as it were, you can find all of our delicious, tasty, yummy, step into a Slim Jim, yeah, ooh yeah. You can do that on our Linktree.
TikTok. We've mentioned TikTok.
We have mentioned TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok, tickety tock.
Do all that stuff. Message us. Let us know what you want us to watch for our 1 year anniversary of the podcast. What pay-per-view? So there we go.
If you pick anything horrible, you're mean.
Yes.
Yes, if you want to get in touch with us, feel free. We like having a bit of a chitter-chatter, don't we?
Yeah, we like talking about wrestling and all things wrestling.
And you better be careful, brother, because the word racist is getting ready to come out of your mouth. And if that happens, brother, I might turn into the real-life Terminator, dude, and play a bit of game of Hulkster Says with your 2 Latin ladies.
Why did they do that?
TNA!
Why?
TNA! Join us next week for some Mojo Rawley. He's in action. CJ Parker speaks. Graves and Sami engage in each other again. Sheamus returns to the podcast. Woo! Adam Rose is here. Woods and Breeze finally settle their differences. Charlotte faces off against Natalya to reignite a famed family feud. Bo Dallas gets his rematch against Adrian Neville, and there's so much more for you to join us for. But for now, from me, Dave,
and me, Adam,
we are out of here. Adam, play the theme music.
Are Newcastle winning tomorrow against Tottenham?
We're not playing tomorrow.
Well, see you then.
No.
Okay. Bye.